Hello, welcome to the War Report. I'm your host Cyrus, joined by Quan. Um, we don't have a funny uh, April Fool's thing for this show today, so don't expect us to go blast in the past like the A show. Um,
How old were you in 2005?
Shit, chill out. uh,
Ah,
what is it? I'm gonna be 20. Well, this time, well, I'm 28 right now. 28.
you was 8 years old.
I was eight.
Mm.
What grade are you normally in when you're in eight? I'm trying to remember.
8 years old, you are
Cause like
third
six,
grade?
yeah, cause six, you're first grade, right? Like that's standard,
Yeah,
right?
six years old. Yeah, usually first grade, 6 years old.
Yeah. Okay. Third grade. I'm trying to go back to like where I
What'd
was
you
at
do?
my
You
life
watching
at that
Power
point.
Rangers?
No, I stopped. I honestly, I never watched Power Rangers.
Really? I watched Mighty Morphin. I was definitely in Mighty Morphin era. After
I
that, I
th-
don't think I watched.
I think I think that Mighty Morphing that was for my older brother. He's like I think he's like 10 years older than me. So
That makes
um
sense. Yeah.
that was for my brother. He's 10 years older than me. I'm sure what Power Ranger series was even happening around my time. Power Rangers
2005? Oh, I don't know. That's too
or
deep.
like Power Rangers 2005. What do we have? SBD was happening
I don't know what
in
that is.
2005, huh? That's funny because that is currently the Power Rangers that we are watching in the Power Rangers part of
In
the
Discord?
chat. Yeah, the part of the
Ah.
Discord. No,
You
that's
know
so
what I was
fucking
on?
funny.
You know what I was on heavy? I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you don't know what this is, but VR Troopers. I do remember watching that.
Okay.
It was like Power Rangers. I don't know if it's the same company. I'm assuming it was, but it was they were very similar shows.
Uh yeah, I was most likely playing video games and waiting for Toonami. This is definitely the point in time in my household where my cousin was staying with us. So we had a GameCube, Xbox, and two PlayStation 2s in the house.
So he was living.
My brother had his own he had his own separate PlayStation that he like got for Christmas, and then um you know they had exclusives that I wanted to play. So I think we eventually got one for one of our other siblings' birthdays. Um Yeah, I'm trying to find like Xbox games right now because like we had like a fuck ton already. So um
Did
what
you
came
have
next?
man? I spent so many hours on my Xbox. Man, Sega GT 2002.
Okay,
Um,
what date is it? This is April. So
WrestleMania.
no. I'm just looking at I'm trying to keep track. I'm trying to get the time period right, just like how they did
Uh,
on the A show, and see like what Xbox games was like already out at that point. Because we for sure had Halo 2 already, but I'm trying to see what we
Halo 2 was
really had.
2004.
Probably.
When did Halo 2 drop?
I found the
That was
I found
okay.
the starting point, so I'm just gonna scroll and see what we had. Um,
Yeah, Halo 2 dropped in November 2004, which makes sense. That was
mhm.
also my first ever online experience playing a video game online. That was something.
Mech
Um,
Lone Wolf, we had that.
I don't even know what that is.
Um, it's just like a mech game. I didn't really like it. My cousin liked it, but it is what it is. NBA Street, NFL Street 2, Blinks 2, Masters of Time and Space. We played the fuck out of that. Um, Yeah, we already had Halo 2 at that point, but we probably played that more at our cousin's house. Um, we had the Sonic. Most of these are multi-plat, so Sonic Mega Collection. I think we had that for the GameCube. Um, yeah, no, there's a ton of shit here. Oh my God, Mortal Kombat Deception. Oh brother, yeah, we played the fuck out of that too.
You know what? You know what's funny? I have a funny story about Xbox. It's wrestling related. Um, when I first got my Xbox, I had a choice between Halo or WWF for All. Guess what I
Uh,
chose?
of course you chose the wrestling one.
Of
Yeah,
course,
no.
I chose Raw. Boy, was that. That was a
I mean,
terrible decision.
if you wasn't having homies over, then you definitely made the right choice because playing
That
Halo
game,
alone would definitely feel a lot lonelier by yourself. Like,
bro. The Xbox, the Xbox wrestling games, boy, not
yeah,
good.
I heard that era was bad.
Raw one it wasn't terrible, but it was so little features. Like there was nothing there's nothing really on it. It had like one arena and like the meter was weird. Like they had like one big meter. It was like a push pull type thing. It was weird.
Yeah.
Raw 2, I enjoyed Raw 2, but I think probably looking back, it probably wasn't as good as I remember it being. But Raw 2 is definitely an upgrade from Raw 1. And then WrestleMania 21 is
I heard that
it
was like
what
notoriously bad.
it's broken. You couldn't play it. Literally, nigga, if you hit a finisher, the game would freeze. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, that's crazy. No, that's
If you hit
hilarious.
a finisher, the game would freeze. I was so mad
My
at Spit Bread on that because like you don't under, but bro, but like I remember I was getting like Game Informer at the crib and shit, and like I would see like the screenshot and the game look because like if you look at the screenshots of the game, it looks
Mhm.
really good, especially for
Yeah.
that era. Like it's beautiful. Like it's
Oh
like,
man.
but like so I was like, oh yeah, this looks fire. I was so excited. Told my mom like, mom, can you please give me this game? Give me this game. Boy, I played that game. You couldn't even get through a match. I was so hurt.
Oh
And
man.
it not like back then where like you can get like the update. You had to like I think they had a thing where you had to like mail it in and mail you an updated version of the game or something like that. And I wasn't doing all
That's
that.
crazy. Yeah, I definitely
it
wasn't doing
it
all
was
that.
crazy. Yeah, Xbox
Uh
era of wrestling game was bad. It was real bad.
yeah. Hey man, I had the greatest sleep equality. The first and only one I played was SmackDown Shut Your Mouth.
Pretty
I
good.
would say another probably like a 10, 12 year gap, and then I'm playing WWE. I think my friends got me 18 for
Which one's that one?
for
Who's on the
Christmas.
cover of that one? Rey
Whatever one has Seth Rollins on the cover. That was like
Okay.
my first one back. They knew I like wrestling and I played video games, so they're, easy birthday gift. I mean, Christmas gift.
That's hard.
And then when they gave me it, I was just like, oh, a wrestling game. Huh? I don't know what I'm gonna do with this.
Damn, what was I playing in 2005? When
Because
did
I was,
360 come out?
I believe that's like '07.
Okay.
Somebody would
What
crack
was
me over
that?
the head and be like, it was actually '08.
Nah, I think '07 sounds about right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was a junior. What came out in 2005? Ninja Gaiden Black. I remember I had the demo for that. That was a little too hard for me.
Nigga, Sonic Heroes. Oh man, I know that came out in 2005, but we definitely played that shit in the house.
San
Uh,
Andreas. I remember I definitely had San
yeah,
Andreas. Burnout Revenge, underrated, super underrated game, I think.
Max
Street
Payne.
Volume 3, NBA Street Volume 3. Yeah, one of
Yeah,
them
no,
ones.
man.
That's a game. Oh, NCAA Football '06. Yeah, no, this was a good year.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. We already had the PlayStation in the crib, and we already had the GameCube. But when we got the Xbox, that shit was fucking up, boy. Until we got the second PlayStation, that's when shit was really up.
Did you link them? Could you do like a link back then? Like a what's that joint called?
No,
What is it they were doing?
it's
LAN
like the
party?
LAN, yeah, the LAN party
Yeah, the
joints.
LAN joint.
Oh,
I never did one of those.
there wasn't enough of us to warrant a LAN party. Plus, the the best part of having the fucking Xbox and the GameCube was, you know,
You can play online.
no, it had four ports. The PS2
Oh
only
yeah,
had
it
two,
did.
and then
You
if
had to
you
get
and it
you had to get the extension joint.
yeah, you had to get the multi-tap, and we bought what is it? One of our homies, he bought the multi-tap so we could all play SmackDown together, and we were super fucking excited. But it wasn't compatible, or it just didn't work with that SmackDown game. It
That's
didn't
weird.
work. It didn't work with like a whole bunch of games, so we were just like, fuck, like we spent, he spent his parents' money on this shit, and it doesn't fucking
Yeah.
work. We were so fucking pissed. Um, and yeah, no, that was so disappointed. But like, yeah, no, the thing was is that like at our house at the time was really big because you have my mom and then like four other children in the fucking house. Um, but my older brother, he was already like in high school. I believe he was already graduating at that point, or close to it. Um, he had his own room and he had his own play. He had his PlayStation in his own room, and we were just like, "Fuck, we want to play PlayStation sometime." So we could ask and he would let us, but he was just like, this is my save, all of this and that. We were just like, all right, this shit getting too complicated.
Yeah, don't touch my save, bro.
Yeah, right. So we were just like, and
That's how you
also,
gotta tell your little brothers or your cousins, like, don't touch my save,
yeah,
dog. I'll
just
be
don't touch
pissed.
the save. But also, what really sucked is that like his room didn't have a couch, so any seating and shit like that. So like, if we wanted to play the PlayStation, we'd have to like either stand or kind of like sit on the floor. But if you sat on the floor too low, that shit dragging the PlayStation down. So his setup wasn't, for the family entertainment. Until Hurricane Katrina came. That hurricane fucked his room up. It left
That's tough.
it tore a hole in his roof.
Oh no.
Like it was a really big place. So that's when it was just like, okay, now oh my God, man, that house was crazy. We had like two common spaces, mad rooms, big ass kitchen. Oh man, whoever living that bitch now, y'all better be taking care of that motherfucker. Um, but yeah, once that happened, and then we started moving stuff over and shit like that. Um, it was better for all of us to like play together and shit like that. And then honestly, when that shit torn apart, we were just like, oh, we see the motherfucker a lot more. So, he'll actually hang out with us and shit. He kind of had no choice. He could isolate
And then
himself.
that's
But
and then what a natural disaster will do to bring people together.
yeah. I, I it wasn't really as bad for Miami as it was for,
Yeah,
New Orleans,
of
of
course.
course, but
Of
it
course.
did bring family together.
You know that when you mentioned the controller, like you couldn't sit on the floor, we really took for granted. Like this new generation of kids have no idea. Like there was a time where like you didn't have wireless controllers. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I remember like I'm like dating myself like, by saying shit like this, but like I remember controllers didn't have the stick. I remember when like N64 first
Oh
did the
yeah, it was
stick, and niggas was
just
like, "What
straight
the fuck?"
pad.
Niggas was like, "What the fuck is this?" And then I remember when the Rumble Pack dropped, like, when you had to get the Rumble Pack for Star Fox, nigga, what? Could you imagine
I
like just a controller with no vibration? You know what I mean? Like that's just standard now, but back then you had to buy the attachment.
my my
That should
thing
change.
is my thing is what's just so funny, like because like now like with the PS5 controller, it has like the haptic feedback or whatever.
Piece of
Like
shit.
that
Worst
shit is like
battery ever.
that shit is really really great. What? Just charge your
Worst
shit.
batter. Worst battery ever. Terrible.
Just
Ugh.
charge it.
I know, but damn, you leave that joint off the charger for like 4 hours, shit, dying already.
You shouldn't be playing the game for 4 hours. So that's
I
the
don't, but
PS5
I'm just
telling you to
saying, damn,
tell your ass to touch grass.
weak ass
Um,
battery.
yeah, Nintendo. At the time that was revolutionary, but like now, like when I'm playing like games on my PS5 controller on my computer, like I turn that shit off. Like that shit does nothing for me.
If it's a shooter, I turn it off for sure. But I'll keep it
Yeah,
on for
like
other stuff. But if it's a shooter, nah, I'm turning that bad boy. Turn off motion blur. I'm turning off
oh,
the
we're turning off motion blur on everything. We're turning VSync off on everything, and we're turning the bloom to low always, forever.
yeah, ever.
Um, okay.
Shout out to Nintendo. I mean, Nintendo gave us a lot of innovation, man. They gave it the stick, they gave it the wireless controller. Niggas wasn't doing that till Nintendo did it. Shout out to Sega for giving us online gaming on the console with the Dreamcast. I was one of the few niggas I knew who ever had a Dreamcast. Um,
Uh, Man, we had we had a dream. Honestly,
yeah,
I say this all the time. You feel me? Shout out to Mama. She worked her ass off to make sure there was always a game console in the house.
mama.
Like we didn't have toys like action figures and shit like that. We didn't have any of that. But we for sure had a PlayStation. We for sure had the N64, Dreamcast. Um, it was before my time, but it was weird that my cousin even had one. A Jaguar.
Yeah,
We ain't never.
nah. You know how much a Jaguar cost?
I don't know if they still.
Them shits
I
was expensive, dog.
I don't know if they still got them shits or not, but
Yeah, I don't know where you can
yeah,
even find that.
we had the Jaguar, and then our cousins that like only lived like a few blocks away, nigga, they had that Super Nintendo. Dog, they was still playing that shit until 2004.
That ass,
My,
yeah, no, that shit used to. I played my N64 till like
Oh, they had
2006.
the Mario
Shit.
all they had the
Mario
Mario
All
All
Stars.
Stars. Dog,
Yeah.
they played the fuck out of that shit, dog. I miss them, but they all moved out that house, so I don't know where the fuck they went.
Like that too. It's
Um,
terrible.
but yeah, no, that was a time. Yeah, 2005 was a time. I was 8 years old playing, what is it? Playing shit like Max Payne. I know that came out in
You know,
2001, but I owned it.
you know what's crazy? Like I'm not that much older than you, but but like
Oh, there's a
those,
generational gap for some
that
reason.
it's such a gap between like what I would do in 2005 and what you were doing in 2005.
I think the gap is really grade level. Like I find that grade
Yeah,
level is more of the
nah, that
gap
makes sense.
than, like year, because like what is it? Justin saying he was already in fucking college at this point.
2005?
Yeah, he said I believe on the episode he said he was
He
just
might have
starting
been he might
college.
have been a senior. He might have been a senior. I don't
Yeah.
think Justin's that much older than me.
Well,
I graduated in 2008. I don't know how old
we
Justin
not
is.
gonna
I'm not
expose we not gonna
I'm not gonna expose his
expose his
age.
age, but
Old ass nigga.
if you were like in high school at the time and I'm in the
I
fucking
was
third grade,
I
dog,
was
like
in high
we're doing
school.
different things, like
I was in high school. I was trying to get laid. Feel me?
and I feel and then another generational gap. This it's smaller in this small in the sense based on what you had in your house. Because I had all these game consoles, but I didn't have a home computer.
I had one. I had a home computer. Shout out to
Yeah.
The Sim. I was playing The Sims. I was on Roller Coaster Tycoon.
We
Shout out Roller Coaster Tycoon.
we eventually did get a home computer, and it was so funny. I don't know where my mom bought this shit. When she said, "I got y'all boys a computer," we ain't have no fucking internet, so we just got a computer. We just playing solitaire and shit like that or
Niggas just playing
whatever.
pinball.
Yeah, that's all we was doing.
Chilling
But
up.
that one day, we accidentally we
You get the
pop
AOL free trial.
we popped open the disk drive. We still didn't have internet
Mm-hmm.
yet. We popped open the
Uh,
disk drive. Nigga, a copy of Sonic R is on there.
mm, you didn't even know
We didn't even know because it didn't even like pop up like on the
on the
desktop or like
desktop. Yeah,
or anything. But when we popped it back in, it did the spin thing. It was like, hey, now you can open it. You get the notification that like something's
yeah.
in there. Nigga, we played the fuck out of Sonic R. Oh my God, we played the fuck out that shit. We wouldn't get like AOL until like Sonic Heroes came out, and I would believe that is in 2003. Sorry,
Mm.
I still got the Xbox game list over, so I'm like scrolling and shit. But yeah, at some point, But yeah, that mythical day where we found out that fucking Sonic R was in this bitch, and then the music and that shit's tough. Um, but yeah, no, there's a generational gap because I know a lot of people at this time they're not playing video games. They're on mixtapes, they're on forums and shit like that. And,
Yeah, I was just gonna bring that up. 2005.
I didn't
I
know what
might
a
have started in 2004. It's a funny story how I actually found out what forums were. Actually, I was because I mean, obviously there was a retail chain GameStop, but there used to be this site called GameSpot, and I don't know,
Mhm.
it might still exist. I don't know if
It's a
GameSpot
website,
still
yeah.
exists.
It's like IGN.
Okay, GameSpot does still exist, right? So like
Yeah,
I
they
had
do.
actually I think I typed GameStop in wrong and put GameSpot. So I found the website, right? And then like they
Oh
had these
wow.
things, they have like these communities, they're like forum, but they call them unions. And there was this one
Okay.
union called World Wrestling Everything. Shout out to World Wrestling Everything. And that's where I found out about forums. And I was on that forum for like years. It was like a decent sized community. It wasn't like huge, but like that's
Hey,
how I learned like a lot about indie shit. That's so it's the reason I
yeah,
even found out about forums
GameSpot,
because of
GameSpot's forums are still up,
GameSpot.com.
bruh.
The union. I wonder if it still exists. That's crazy. Now I want to see. Hold on,
That
World Wrestling Everything.
I did not know what a forum was until I was on Tumblr in like 2014, and then like people that migrated from forums and shit like that was just like, that's like the first time I heard about like Nike talk and shit like that. Like people on Tumblr was
Yeah,
like talking about it and shit, but like, nah, I wasn't on like. I wasn't talking to strangers online like you weird ass niggas.
I definitely was. They were telling me all about, oh, you gotta watch this All Japan match with Kawada and Akira Tau against fucking Kenta Kobashi and whoever the other nigga
great,
is, I
great,
forgot.
giant bomba or some shit, whatever the
Giant
fuck.
Baba and shit. Yo, you watching that bullshit, John Cena? Nah, man, you gotta watch this fucking IWA MS 90-minute Chris Hero versus CM Punk match in a barn. I was like, man, and I was watching that shit too. I
He
was
was like,
locked in.
fucking why not, nigga? You tell
I
me
was
to watch something
locked.
that
I
is
was
as long as a
locked in,
movie. That shit
bro.
better be lit.
Niggas are really hyping that 90-minute match. If you tried to tell me, first of all, a 40-minute match, I'm looking at you crazy, depending on who's in it. At this point,
Yeah.
I don't got the time for that. But no, I was
Uh.
heavy. That's why I kind of give like grace to people who like the real pretentious kind of like
Oh.
snobby indie fans online now. Cause I'm like, cause that was me, and I get
Yeah.
that. Like everyone kind of goes to that phase. Some is longer
Yeah.
than others.
I had that
But
phase too. I would say mine didn't last as long because New Japan just didn't really last as long. Um, but yeah, no, I was definitely like watching like Raw and SmackDown every now and then, and then what is it? I for I forget how I end up watching that match, but when I saw Naito versus Michael Elgin, I was just like at New Beginning. Um,
maybe like 2015 or
Tish,
something.
yes, I said this shit tough. St- you know, fuck Michael Elgin and all that shit. You feel me?
At the
But
time.
nigga, I saw that match. I said this is the greatest match I ever fucking seen in my life. And then Naito easily became one of like my favorites after that. And then, what is it? We move again, and then my homie says, "Hey, because AJ Styles was about that's why I ended up watching New Japan because AJ Styles was about to debut. Like when those rumors
Okay.
started about that, and I was like, I'm not familiar with who AJ Styles is. Um, and my homie said, "Hey man, watch this show." I downloaded the Wrestle Kingdom. I think it's like 15, the one with like him and Shinsuke, and I watched all that, and I was just like, "Oh, this New Japan shit's really cool." Um, and then once I got internet in a new house, I like started keeping up with it and shit like that, and that's how I ended up watching New Beginning. Oh man, it's been a while. I've been watching this shit too long. Yep, I'm over with
Man,
wrestling. Podcast over.
who you telling, man?
This shit
You've
is
been watching this a long time. I didn't
it's,
see it all.
shit. People been watching this twice as long as me. Like they ain't never seen this shit before.
That be
Um,
killing me when niggas be acting like they never seen wrestling before. They be like, "Why did this happen?" Like, you know why this happened, dog. We did the same shit they did
yeah.
in 2012.
On my second year of watching wrestling, I was just like, why are y'all mad at this? Y'all see shit like this before. If I see some shit like this before, you definitely
I
have.
know you done seen it. I know y'all all didn't just start watching since 6 months ago. I see your account date when you made it. You feel me?
Niggas be acting like they started watching shit that night and they turn into fucking Mark. I don't know, man.
Who's Cody Rhodes? You know? Yo, that's
uh,
so funny. Man,
um,
shout out to the wrestling force. Shout out to the internet wrestling community that put me on to all this
yeah.
wrestling and had really
Um,
helped me fall in love with it. And
shout out to 2005 and the generational
2005, man.
gaps between people. Um, we're we're all doing different things, but we all had the same
Shout,
shit on us.
yeah, I was
Oh
outside.
man,
2005, man.
Soul Calibur 2 came out in 2003, nigga. We had that shit on the Xbox and GameCube.
So you had the Spawn and Link.
Yeah, we had the Spawn and Link, and we tried to get it.
Who did Sony have? They had
Sony
Heihachi, right?
place yeah, hey, they got Heihachi, and we were trying to get that as well, but by that point, Soul Calibur 3 had already came out. So we were just like, no, let's not go back. We're just gonna go forward. And then we got the new Soul Calibur. And you want to talk about a broken mess? That game, what is it? They had like some adventure mode type shit. That save would always get corrupted. Always. And we fucking
Uh,
hated it. We loved that mode so much. It was like a tactical mode type shit. I don't even know how to really describe it, but
I never played it, so
you just like move
like
chess
I played
pieces.
it, but like
Yeah, you move two chess pieces and then
did
when
Mortal
two
Kombat have something like that too? It was
Yeah,
like
they
a
had
chess
like
type thing.
chess combat. Terrible. I hated when my friends used to play that shit because nigga, who's good with five characters in this fucking game, yo? Like you had to have a character for every chess piece. And I was just like, nigga, I'm only good with like two people, and I'm not as nice as my cousin. So like I would have five niggas on my team, and three of them gonna get fucking wiped. It was terrible, but the cart and the puzzle mode were good though. Um, but yeah, I forget what the game mode is called, but it was like Road to Soul or some shit like that. I think two chess pieces with like tactical shit, and then you'll fight or whatever. But like I think only my brother made it to the end, but that was because he was a fucking freak and then he did like a one everything in like one sitting so the save wouldn't corrupt. And it was just like, oh, what'd you get at the end?
Hey,
Fucking nothing. I
hey,
get
real nigga, real
nothing
nigga,
at the end, bro.
real niggas know like you didn't grow up with no memory card for your PlayStation.
Oh man.
Let that bitch run. I hope
The,
it don't
the
freeze.
this is the last thing I'm gonna say before we get into the trenches. We had uh we had Super Smash Brothers Melee, and that game has a lot of characters in it. We ain't have no damn memory card.
Wait, GameCube didn't have internal memory?
No, it didn't have eternal memory.
Damn, I remember
So
that.
me and my cousin, we would go crazy, try to unlock as much people as we can before we had to go to school tomorrow. But we'll leave the GameCube on like all fucking night. You feel me? And
Yep,
then all day until we came back. But
that shit was
my
humming.
mom,
That boy was 100
yeah,
degrees.
but my mom being, mom, she would clean the room and then
Turn that
sometimes
bitch off.
she would unplug cords so
Yep.
they wouldn't be in the way. So we were just like, okay, we can't have this no more. Please, can we get a memory card? Dog, we had to beg to get a memory card. We were just like, it's only $20. Please, 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 please,
$20.
please.
That's what I would have said. My
And then
daughter asked me that for now. $20. What you need $20 for? For what?
and then when we got the second PlayStation, and then we had to ask for a memory card again.
She's like, fuck out of here. I would have told you, fuck out of here.
This is why we like the
Better
Xbox so
memorize these
much.
books. That's what I would have told her.
We love the Xbox so much because they didn't have to beg for a fucking memory card.
Nah, I had to turn that big ass piece of hardware. Better be
Dog,
able to hold some memory. That thing was a fucking weapon.
that shit had
The
so much
anvil.
internal space. Oh my god.
You can save albums on there, play them in there in the game. You can't even do that no more.
I
I
tell
mean, you
you
can do
right
Apple
now,
Music, but
we had no shortage of fucking games on that Xbox. We had
yeah, Xbox sales was
plenty
nice.
of saves on that shit. Like, oh my god. I'm gonna look up how much
Xbox One
internal
was fun,
memory
man.
it had at launch because
Like I think it was
nigga,
like 16 gigs or some shit like that. It was something.
I had a lot of fucking storage space.
I
What is it?
know storage.
5.
Watch.
Damn, I'm trying to find. I'm on that. I'm looking at the technical specs right now.
I'm
But
trying to
yeah,
find the
that.
original Xbox.
Ooh, excuse me. Oh, this ugly ass controller.
Now you got me looking at that big ass monstrous Andre the
You know
Giant size fucking controller.
what's crazy is we didn't have the Duke. We had the
At
redesigned
the
joint.
Yeah, you got. I had the launch day. Massive
Damn,
fucking
that shit looks so
control. That shit.
uncomfortable. Yeah,
That's
we
it.
didn't
Wasn't
have.
comfortable.
That's crazy. None of like all my friends
It
that also had Xboxes, we never had this. Or
it
had the
was
Duke.
8 gigs of storage, by the way. It's 8 gigs. That's what I thought.
Dog, 8 gigs.
Which is crazy. Imagine saying that
That
now.
shit, that shit is
That's
nothing today. Oh my fucking god, bro! 8 gigs is one
yeah,
up.
imagine
That shit is 1/16th of a current update, bro.
that ass at the war, bro. Can you imagine putting Warzone
Nigga,
on an Xbox? That just starts sparking.
no, dog, shit will blow the fuck up.
So I'm
Yeah,
thinking Xbox, and then how much did the storage of 360 have? 360 had without the attachable hard drives. It's like 2060. I had the big. I remember I bought the extra hard drive because I would definitely run out of space on my
the
360.
the external hard drive was a harder sell because what is it? I believe those ran for like 60 to 80. Like they were
I had a
more.
job. I had a job by then, so I had to buy it myself.
Um, shit, I was on my knees, mom, please, my
Yeah,
nigga. And nigga, at that point in time, nigga, we was struggling. Um, but yeah, wrestling. 2005 was a year, and then we're gonna get in these trenches, and
Still
uh
25.
Rusev re-signs with WWE.
That's all I
Thoughts?
got, man. Um, when I saw that, I said, "Why?" That's my purpose was just why. What was do we need Rusev? Did WWE need Rusev? Not really. What is he
Well,
gonna do? I
we
don't know.
they need somebody to take the pins, but I
They
I
about to
was
turn SmackDown. They about to turn SmackDown to 2019 NXT at this point. They got Alistair, Rusev, fucking who else? Andrade. They the whole
yeah.
gang.
My thing is with just the reception of Miro coming back in the Discord it was just like, oh man, the Redeemer, Miro was so great. Like he's so much better than like Rusev was in the WWE, just like in the short time that he was there. And then my thought was, shit, then why aren't we rooting for that nigga to stay in WWE then?
We don't need him. This is my thing with Rusev. I've never been huge on Rusev. I thought he was fine.
Shit,
I
keep
thought
that
his
nigga in that
WWE
broom
gimmick.
closet.
I thought his WWE gimmick, like a lot of foreign gimmicks, are very dated, and I wasn't really feeling it. League
He
of
has
Nations,
he didn't
I
have a
didn't care
single good
for.
he didn't have a single good gimmick since the shit I was watching. Probably like Rusev Day was like,
I,
a
I
really
like
big thing. But like,
I
what is
liked
it?
God Champion. God Champion was cool. I don't know what the fuck he
Eh,
was talking about, but I was listening.
yeah, right. But like, so you get the program with Lana, Dolph Ziggler, and Summer Rae. You get the League of Nations. Evil. We're just gonna bottle that up as just like evil foreigner.
I mean,
Um,
that's what he was most of the time.
yeah, and then I don't even know
Evil
what
foreigner than a cuck.
I don't know what you would call his gimmick after he stopped being evil foreign and he started just having like wars with Roman Reigns. I don't
He
even
was
know
still
what you call
for.
it.
He was still foreigner. Didn't he do the flag match with Roman, or was that with Cena?
No, that was with Cena.
That was with Cena. Okay, I
Yeah.
thought the
So
flag match
I
with
so
Roman.
I don't even know what you call him when he was facing off against you know.
Big European nigga.
Yeah, right. And then we get Rusev Day, and then we end his career as him being a cuck. Yeah, I would say like yeah, that's all really better. I mean, that's all worse than, the Redeemer, God hates me or God fuck with me, then it turned into God don't fuck with me. Um, so I'm just
Understandable.
like, why do we want the nigga back? I mean, why y'all want the nigga back? Have him stay in AEW. He
I
could do
have
more
I
rambling
haven't
and
the AEW clearly ain't want him, or he ain't want to
more
be there. One or the other.
more
I don't know
God
what it was.
rambling.
But I mean, fine. I guess the SmackDown mid card could use him because Lord knows that show, man.
Some
it's
I
it's
need
tough.
more than Braun Strowman
It's
and fucking LA Knight,
if
bro.
I have to watch, I know that SmackDown mid card of just like Jacob and I like Jacob and Solo and Braun and LA Knight and
I'm just
Andrade once a month and Carmelo once a month. At this point,
I'm tired of seeing LA Knight matches. I'm gonna be really real with you. Um, hey Shinsuke, I hope everything okay with you, bruh. Godspeed.
Godspeed to Shinsuke. Yeah.
Cause
So you know what?
nigga,
Fuck it. If we can get Ray Phoenix in there, or Rusev and Aleister Black to spice shit up a little bit on SmackDown, I'll take it. I'm just
yeah.
assuming he's gonna be on SmackDown. He seems like a SmackDown nigga. I can't see him on Netflix. I can't see
Yeah,
it.
let's not put him on Netflix.
He a
Um,
SmackDown nigga. Land of opportunity.
come on, man. You already know. Um,
I've stayed off of the internet discourse for most of the week for the most part. So I didn't
I mean,
include any of the Swerve Booker T stuff, Vlad TV stuff. Because I've never watched a Vlad TV interview in my life. I definitely won't be watching a Swerve one.
Vlad TV interviews were always really weird to me because
Once I found out he wasn't in the room, so that's some weird. That's weird.
that's so
That
funny
was enough for me.
that's so funny that's like the breaking point for everybody. But
What do you mean? What do you mean he wasn't there?
I the only to me it's really weird because whenever somebody was trying to introduce Vlad TV to me, It's always some weird battle rap nigga. Let's start there. Um, and
Daylight, stay
then
on there.
yeah, and then it's always them just saying some of the weirdest and most like outrageous or outlandish shit, and then them going, "You see, but this is the gimmick though." Like, he's like fucking, it's like it's satire. You feel me? I was just like, I don't really find none of this shit funny. Like, you watch 30 minutes of this shit, multiple parts.
He did be cutting them
Uh,
up in like 16 parts too.
yeah, I was just like, I don't really get this shit. When I came to LA 2018. I was linking up with a friend, no longer friends. Um, and I was staying at their place, and they were just like, they wanted to show me a Vlad TV interview with this nigga called Daylit. Um,
Yeah, Daylight. That's what I was talking about.
yeah, him. And she
Great
was just
battle
like,
rapper, but he's a different type of nigga.
yeah, and he's just they were like telling me about the like his whole like, oh, this is a gimmick, he's making fun of blah blah this and that. And I was just like, that shit sound corny as fuck to me.
Nah, he is pretty corny.
I'm not watching this shit. And then, everybody that's on there, I'm not trying to watch Tony Ayo talk, bro. I'm sorry. Uh,
I might watch
18,
28 dog.
18-part interview about Tony Ayo. When that clip was just like, so where were you at the day of the shooting?
Hey,
He was like,
come on,
Vlad,
man.
come on.
Come on, dog. What you trying to do?
I was just like, you try to go on shit like that. I feel like a lot of people are very disingenuous about like the whole swerve thing. You know,
Per usual.
I think we talked about it a little bit about it last week, but further developments was uh Booker T said, "Yeah, I heard what he said. Saw the nigga too."
Mm.
Told that nigga, say that shit in my face. And then, you know, I just think it's weird that like people are really mad at Booker T saying like, oh, he's trying to hold like a black talent back or whatever. And I was just like, he gets disrespected by Swerve, and then he just got to hold it because Swerve black. What sense does that make? And then everybody they real horny to talk about Vince saying saying nigga in that segment or whatever. But at the same time, A Show brought up the great point. Nigga, you wanted to work in the company that had somebody at the top that said that.
Yeah, you want to be there.
And
Also, I know like it's gonna sound like WWE shill bullshit or whatever, but like
oh, this is anti-swerve.
this is but as far as the Vince saying nigga thing though, I'm just like, oh bro, I'm sorry. That's how it was in the 2000s. I don't know what be like if you were there, that was like unfortunately peak comedy at the time with white people saying the N-word and like movies and shit. I can name like five different
Yeah.
movies, like major movies where that happened, including
Nigga,
one of my favorites, Malibu's Most Wanted,
uh,
where he absolutely says it, screams it on a microphone. But
nigga,
like,
Jackie Chan saying nigga, come on. He
yeah,
said
Jackie
nigga and
Chan
whooped
said it
every
for
black
sure.
man in that room.
I'm sorry, bro. Like I can't like be fake mad over like Vince playing a character and saying the N word. Like obviously, and saying it not in a way where like it wasn't like it was supposed to be cringe and like why would you say that? You know what I mean? It wasn't supposed to be like cool. It'd be like an old white guy trying to be quote unquote down. But regardless,
Yeah, he was
like
trying to be black. Like saying that to
yeah,
Cena is like the real funny part.
that's the
Um,
whole like satire of the situation. Regardless of that though, like yeah, I don't want to hear none of that shit about like oh because Vince at the end were this and that. But like, bro, you was there. You wanted to be there, so you didn't have an issue with it when you was there. Now you got an issue with it
yeah,
once you got fired. Fuck out of here.
yeah, and then also like Top Dollar had words to say about him too. I didn't really hear about his part of the interview. Shout out to Ant. Um, in the Discord, he gave us like a small little recap of the whole thing.
I just saw the
Um,
Nipsey part where he said Nipsey was DMing him. I was like, nigga, Nipsey would not
yeah,
DM me.
when he said Nipsey still follow me.
Nipsey still follows me. I bet.
Okay. Usually has bad juju. Uh, with the ghost following you and shit. But no, but he was just like, just giving his parts of it. Like honestly, it's tough. I don't really care about like his part. If you like, I find him and Swerve to be equally as corny. Um, but yeah, no, I think like people are really taking away a lot from Booker T because, he had, he probably just said some shit that he didn't like about, so some of your favorite black wrestlers or some shit like that. But, that was just his opinion. He didn't like how the
Yeah.
nigga was working. And then, he said he was always a fan of Swerve, so it's really weird that, like, I don't know. That whole shit was weird. And also, like, still, I said it last week, I don't think that Swerve proved him wrong by saying, well, you let Vince say nigga to your face, which it wasn't to his face. But
Yeah. You like off the camera, but it's fine.
yeah, but like I don't really understand because he was just like, I think I don't think AEW is marketing black people as well as WWE, and that's fine. Because I didn't think they would be doing that anyway. So I'm just confused on how well you let Vince say nigga to your face means that AEW is marketing you well. Going on Vlad TV,
But he's on
terrible
Vlad TV
marketing.
though. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like
He on Vlad.
terrible marketing. That
What
is
Bianca
not.
Montez doing? They ain't out on Vlad TV.
Yeah, they were on
Feel me?
Hulu. Not having to pay to be on a fucking interview. Um,
He that paid for that shit too.
and then Booker T retorting and just being like, they said that they wanted me to do it, and then turned it down. Did Vlad want to come out only showing half of the DMs as if Booker wouldn't have it anymore?
That's the Vlad move.
Yeah,
That's a police.
it's
That's such a police move.
it's so yeah, for real. But like it's so weird. Two things. It's really weird that a lot of people in the black community knows that Vlad TV is like very harmful. It has resulted in getting a lot of black people in trouble, indicted, and all sorts of shit. And then Swerve thought it was still a cool platform to be on. And then it's really weird for Vlad to show those DMs as if Booker T also could not have access to the DMs. Like, did he think the nigga deleted it? So he thought it was like, it was free game?
Right. He must have. I don't know, man. This is all just silly.
Yeah, no, it's all extremely silly shit. Um, I don't think Swerve shouldn't have really been coming at Booker T because Booker T, for all intents and purposes, did nothing to him. All
Also,
he
who are you
said,
to talk about Booker T?
yeah, like you're the man in AEW. Booker T was the man, kind of everywhere else.
Everywhere
I,
he went.
yeah, I don't, being the man in TNA probably at that time was fire, but now that shit don't really hold no weight today. But that whole thing is just like extremely weird to me. And then what is it? I just saw a tweet um about I think we also talked it, but Charlie the picture with him and Charlie Race or whatever.
Chasing Rants, whatever
Yeah,
his name
Chasing
is.
Rant, sorry. Um yeah, and then that nigga just got arrested again for violating I guess like the terms of being a sex offender or whatever. And then everybody was just like, Booker T, they hit him with the Lou Ratchet. They got your man on sex offender charges. But I was just like, that's not his man's. And if I remember, here's this picture with him and Kenny Omega.
Well, that definitely Kenny Omega's man's. I'm sure I mean, it might be Booker T's man. You know how wrestling is. At this point, they be hanging around anybody.
Yeah,
You
but
got
like
you got
everybody,
wrestlers still hanging with Vince. You know what I mean? Like, so if you go and knock Booker T bringing out with Jason Reyes, you better have that smoke for everybody that be hanging with
I'm
Jason Reyes. There's a lot of
saying,
niggas. There's a lot of
Kenny
people who be hanging up that Jason Reyes nigga, bro.
Kenny Omega be your favorite nigga, and then here's a picture of them being together. And Kenny Omega issued an apology, whatever. It was just like, hey man, if y'all want a refund for the show, I got y'all. Nigga, please.
Did he ever apologize for implying that old boy from Japan was moving nasty with no
Uh,
proof?
I don't think so. But that shit was also
That was
crazy.
crazy. Why people just kind of like accepted it and went on with their day.
Yeah.
Like no one,
but
like no women have come out and said nothing. He's like, yeah, no,
yeah, but
he
no,
did that
I
shit.
I think I think it's extremely weird that people are trying to pin him on Booker T. But it's just like, he went to the wrestling school, just did some training. Kenny Omega was working with the
Yeah,
nigga. They got money together.
they did.
Like it's
I don't
it's,
know.
it's really weird to have
Yeah.
that smoke for Booker T and then, you know, have nothing for Kenny Omega. But that's all.
Well,
Is there anything
Booker's
else in
new
the
enemy.
news?
I mean, it might be. I mean, it might be Brett now. Brett has some comments about AEW.
Oh, and you already know what it was. It's a AEW pay-per-view week, y'all.
You know
WWE
what?
paid Brett to say something.
Maybe the conspiracy theorists are onto something.
I
They might.
maybe just maybe people need to stop interviewing non AEW people before pay-per-view on their pay-per-view week. Like, um, but yeah, you know it's happened a lot, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. But I do think
You think WWE's paying old guys to slander NXT? I mean
no,
NXT AEW.
no, because Bret Hart hates everything.
That's what I'm saying. That was
Bret
my thing. I'm like, bro,
Bret Hart
y'all
hates
know this is
everything. They were all clapping their monkey feet when it was time to slander
when it's
Goldberg.
Goldberg, Bill Goldberg.
When he want to slander AEW, oh man, just a bitter old man. Go be sad somewhere else. I was just like, all right,
I'm like, he
bro.
been a bitter old. He been a bitter old man since 1997.
I'm saying when he was an active wrestler,
I think I've been better. So I don't know what this whole.
AEW's AEW and WWE are both sides of what he hates about wrestling.
I don't even know what he likes, to be honest.
He just likes the closest you could get to World of Sport, he'll love it, bro. But God forbid if you have a gimmick. Um, but no, it's extremely weird. And then he said he didn't want to say no names, but he said I don't like these wrestlers that are pretending to be, or they're acting like wrestlers. And he didn't say no names, but it brought me back to your criticism about MJF. He's not a heel, he's playing a heel.
Yeah,
Or he's
he didn't have a character. His character that he's a heel.
yeah, he's the weird 80s heel nigga. And I was just like, yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
It'd be
I've heard,
funny if Osprey gets offended and you start seeing him do like a sharpshooter in his match on
oh,
Sunday.
that is for sure. Somebody's gonna do something to try to
You talked
spite.
about me.
Yeah, somebody's gonna try to do something to spite Bret Hart, and then everybody's gonna clap their feet over it and then start disrespecting Bret Hart. Like they don't
Brett
glaze
wasn't
a
that good
nigga.
anyway.
Yeah, like they don't.
Jim Neidhart carried him.
Oh, we'll fucking see. But yeah, no, that's just how the internet gets with AEW.
No,
So
I'm completely over. I don't really plan on being on the comeback spot account too much very often. Besides, like when I need to go look at for news and stuff. So
mhm.
until after
I mean,
WrestleMania, I'm pretty much over like this whole every day
I
is a new discourse. I just can't do it no more. I
yeah,
can't.
every day there's a
I
new
can't.
discourse,
It's a
sort
new
of thing.
discourse. Who's main eventing? Why is this person doing this? What's going on with this? He didn't deserve to be there. This person worked hard. If that's probably my biggest internet wrestling pet peeve is that so and so works hard and should be here. Nigga, everybody works hard. That's why they're the
Yeah.
biggest company in the world because they worked
Um.
hard.
Yeah, and then a lot. What I started seeing this week, and it was just like people are starting to fucking get it. It was just like, maybe the compensation for all their hard work is the ridiculous fucking amount of money they're being paid, y'all.
That too.
Just a thought. Like these wrestlers aren't doing it for the like as much as they love to tell you that they're doing it for the love of the game. Wrestling is an art, all this sort of shit. Cough, cough, ricochet.
Yeah,
Money
bills to pay, man. Yeah.
is what it is, and that's the compensation for their hard work. Like if somebody was to say, "Hey, man, you're gonna get a pay decrease or a pay cut, but we're gonna give you the world title."
Actually, no, I think some things would probably take that. I do think there's some wrestlers who would take that.
Oh, yeah, a nigga like Apollo Crews for sure. But you
Why
know,
he gotta be? Why is he in this?
he seemed like a nigga that'd take it. But like, like I, being world champ, that's more work.
That what I forgot who said that. That like they didn't want to do it no more. I think that's what Shawn Michaels said. He was like, I ain't trying to do that shit no more, man. Once he won it in 2002 at the
Nigga didn't let it
women's
go.
championship, I ain't doing that shit no more, dog. Do my damn work.
Shit, Brian Danielson said, "Hey man, they want me to be the man. I just want to wrestle."
I'm trying to I'm trying to chill. I'm trying to do a little
And
quick
then
20-minute match with Zack Sabre Jr. Call it a day. Feel me?
that nigga said, "Hell no, you too good." The blight of being really good at your fucking job.
What's that tweet? It's I accidentally
I
became
think it
important
being
at my
important
job.
at work. Yeah, that is definitely Brian Danielson.
That's Brian Danielson to a T.
But yeah, he got paid for he got compensated for his hard work. But
Also,
no,
I got smoke for Elon Musk, by the way, too, for multiple reasons. But for this week,
you should always have smoke for Elon
I
Musk.
should always have smoke. But for this week personally, I tried to stay out of wrestling business, but my For You page on my personal account, for some reason, kept sending me wrestling stuff. And
You
no
know,
matter how many times I put, I'm not interested in wrestling content, I kept getting more and more wrestling content.
it's so funny. Your tweet about that on your personal account showed up on my For You
For You,
tab.
yeah, I went crazy
Yeah,
viral for no fucking reason. I don't
because
know.
everybody agrees. It's the worst fucking function.
That shit had
Um,
like 2 million impressions or some shit like that.
but I've done some good work on my For You tab. I'm starting to see less wrestling, and I'm starting to see a lot, and I mean a lot of bad bitches. So I'm doing my part.
The bad bitches come in waves on my For You tab. It'll be like I won't see them, and then like
The only time I
a week
see
straight of just bad bitches
the
on my For You, and I love it. Then
only
they go
time
away.
the only time I see like wrestling tweets is when a wrestling show is on.
Yeah.
But on a day to day, eh.
Oh, you know what the worst part is? It's not even like it's the worst accounts too.
Oh,
It is
yes.
the worst fucking
I
accounts
keep getting
that keep
pro
popping up my For
AEW.
You.
I keep
Me
getting
too. I'm
pro
getting so
AEW
much pro
niggas.
AW shit.
And you
Yes,
know
I was just gonna
why?
say that.
Because those are the ones that get the engagements.
And they're the ones you pay for the blue check.
Also that, like, if you say, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to WrestleMania, whatever the fucking number is, that shit ain't getting no traction. But you complain about the prices for a show that you
Aren't going
you
to.
never planned on going to of a
The
product
prices are
you
crazy though.
hate.
The prices are crazy though.
Yeah, but like somebody is gonna pay that. And you know what's crazy is that like a lot of people are like, oh man, these seats are, who's paying $2,000 for a seat or shit like that. And I was just like, nigga, when you watch Raw, look at that front row. Somebody paid $2,000 for that fucking seat. They are a supreme like American Express member or some shit, and they get to buy the front row tickets. Like that's the people that got it gonna get it. And I'm in the conversation too. But like, I my WrestleMania plans went up in smokes soon as I planned on moving to fucking Los Angeles. So I'm not gonna complain about the prices for an event. I'm not going to.
I don't blame
Prices
you.
are crazy, but the way that these niggas talk about the WWE on a day to fucking day, why are you even on Ticketmaster?
The play.
The weird shit to me now is it's like, oh man, why would I want to go to WrestleMania? I'd rather go to All In instead. Okay,
Oh,
nigga. The niggas that want to be at WrestleMania planned and are going to be paying to go to WrestleMania. Like, yes, we are in this like weird recession and shit is very expensive right now. The economy is fucked, all sorts of shit like that. But like, these niggas was probably saving up long before that and probably just got nice jobs.
yeah.
I don't
The
see.
tariffs are up, baby.
Yeah, and they're out. That shit is nasty business.
You think this year's tickets are wherever they
Yeah.
do it next year? Where's it next year? It's in Minnesota.
No, it's in New Orleans.
Oh, it's New Orleans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
never go
they
back
might
to
jack up the
Minnesota,
prices
bro.
there.
If y'all not gonna switch to WrestleMania to the fucking summertime, stop doing shit in Minnesota, bro. Or these
Well,
fucking North states, bro.
it'd be in a dome. I mean, in a stadium
Nigga, fuck
close off.
that. I ain't trying to be in that cold ass state. Um, but no, it's so weird. Like, and then people just being like, "Oh, I'd rather just go to All In." Yes,
Yeah,
it's a
just
cheaper
go, man.
ticket. We know that. The product's not hot. That's why they'll be charging crazy. Um,
So you don't think AEW is back, like the internet is telling me?
AEW will never be back, bro.
I will say, I thought Collision this week was pretty good. I thought they did a lot of focus on the women, and it's very nice. It's a very pleasant surprise, and I think we'll get into the brackets later of the Owen, but I actually do like the bracket for the women. The men, the women,
Bro.
I'm rocking with it. I'm interested to see where they go with it.
Um, for the women,
Yeah, no, I was talking with the women's.
I
The way
think,
that the way they built it up on Collision was really I like the way they
yeah,
did it.
yeah, we can get into it right now, but I think I know exactly how this shit is about to go. So there's no real speculation for me. Um, let me pull it up. I took a screenshot of it.
Yeah, me too. I saved them on my phone.
I wanted to go on the AEW account and try to look at it, but they got the bracket as like a video, and it's just like, nah, nigga, I just want to see a fucking bracket. So for no, that's the men's. For the women's, we got Jamie Hayter versus Billy Starks, Thunder Rosa versus Chris Statlander, Julia Hart versus Mercedes, Harley Cameron versus Athena. It's interesting to you.
Yeah,
Which
I like
part?
the way they and having Athena in this was interesting to me just because
Okay,
she's
yeah, that's fair.
never been involved in this at all. I wasn't expecting at the time I wasn't expecting Mercedes to be in it, so that was also interesting.
I think she announced that last week.
Did she?
Yeah, that she was going to be in it.
I might have missed it, but
It's fine.
yeah. So like, I'm interested to kind of see where that because it seems like that would be the
Honestly,
end game here.
I'm surprised that shit was in the final, but Tony Khan said, "Well, you're already gonna take the bitch title, so ain't no point in making it a final." But like, I definitely think Mercedes goes all the way here.
Think
And
she
then
wins
she'll
it
be
all?
face. Yeah, and then she's gonna face
She could
Tony and
face
take that.
Tony. Wow, she's really about the belt collector, huh? And she's gonna do that, and she's gonna get
Yeah,
that ugly ass Brett the Owen title too. She carry that ugly ass thing
yeah,
around.
yeah.
Um.
That
Oh
sounds
wow,
some
yeah.
fun to me.
I didn't realize Athena was on the same side of the bracket. That'll be interesting. See what they do with that. I figured that would have been the final.
I already told you where that shit going.
So I
That's
wonder what the final is gonna be. What do you think it'd be? Mercedes like Jamie Hayter or something like that?
probably Chris Statlander, and they're gonna run it back, and then Mercedes gonna beat her ass again.
Damn, it's tough for Chris.
Yep, 3 straight losses to Moan.
Big moan.
I don't know, man. That all sounds fun to
Men's
me, big dog.
men's bracket. We
You got it.
got Will Ospreay versus Kevin Knight, which will be on the pay per view. Which I think is the
Hmm.
second year in a row they've done that, where he had his first match on the pay per view. Um, Kevin Knight replaced Jay White, who got shoot injured. I don't know the extent of the injury, but he won't be on the pay per
Damn,
view.
he just got back,
I know he's hurt again. I hope it's nothing serious. Yeah, he got some bad luck,
and
man.
and all
Uh,
and all his promos for the past fucking week has been, man, I can't wait to be in this bitch.
well,
That's tough.
they didn't even show the beatdown angle. He might not even been in town, right? Did they show it or did I miss it?
I don't know.
Like when I turned the show on, it just said, "Oh, he got attacked before the show." So, but I don't know if they ever showed it. Did they show it?
No, I would have
Okay, then,
remembered.
he might have. He must not even have been at the building that night. So yeah, I hope it's nothing too serious. Hopefully he's back by the summer or something. Brody King versus Takeshita. This should be good. Mark Briscoe versus Kyle Fletcher. I feel like we've seen that like 4 times already, but fine.
I'm not looking forward to
And,
that.
and then Hangman versus a wild card.
Which I was just
Looks
like,
like
just why not just say who it is? Like,
maybe like Wardlow or something. I feel like he'd probably do back.
I know he hate to be part of this. That nigga want to leave.
I don't know who the wild card would be. It had to be somebody who's either coming back from injury
Yeah, because I,
'Cause
we haven't heard any reports of a new signing, new
yeah,
signing.
yeah. And I don't even know who they would sign. That would be like a big deal at this point. There's no real like big free agents currently. Baron Corbin. Actually, it could be Baron Corbin.
No,
No, it could be Baron Corbin actually, or Tom Pestock, whatever that nigga's name is.
let's hope it's not that. That doesn't sound good at
I
all.
wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind Baron Corbin in
I'm
AEW.
not. I mind. Not because he's bad. I just don't want to see him work with these niggas.
You want that nigga to have a job?
He got a job with Busted Open. He gonna talk shit about AEW over there. Don't come over. Don't come over here, bro. The grass is not greener. Oh, could be Cedric Alexander.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
and then and the first thing he gonna do in AEW is fucking lose.
Hey man, I mean that's fine. It's just Cedric Alexander.
That's crazy. It's
I
just Cedric
mean,
Alexander.
it's just Cedric. What do you want me? Do you want me to be real? Can we have an honest conversation about Cedric Alexander?
And
Honestly,
man, Triple H let him down, bro.
not even that. People have been saying Cedric Alexander, the guy, online for like close to 10 years now. I am I the only one who thinks the dude's boring? I think he's boring.
Oh yeah, no.
I think he's ultra talented. I will never take away his abilities in the ring. I think he's ultra talented. But that's it. He doesn't have a cool look. He doesn't he
Yeah,
can't cut a promo.
yeah,
Like
his look
there's
is
nothing
not cool
to
at all.
him. He's just a guy. But like he's not good like he's very talented, but he's not talented enough where he can just be a guy and get away with it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
he not an
you're not
EO.
yeah, you're not but Io's cool. She has a cool look on top of that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like Io is cool, but like
that
like a
nigga
D
had a
Malenko.
mohawk.
You know what I mean? Or like an Arn Anderson. Like niggas that can like they look like just regular guy, but they're so good that it doesn't matter. You can't deny it. Cedric, I can be like, okay, that was cool, but like whatever. You know what I mean?
That
That's how I just
was
feel
cool.
about. That's
Moving
how I've
on.
always felt about Cedric Alexander. Like I did nothing that I'm like, I don't need to see Cedric at any point.
Well, he is a possible wild
Hey,
card. I don't have much to
he's
say
a
on
possible
that.
wild card.
Because I'm not too excited to see the nigga either, but we'll see what happens.
I am happy they signed Kevin Knight. Though. I like Kevin Knight. The little that I did see of him on TNA when I was watching TNA last year, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed him.
Didn't even know he was on TNA.
He had a little run. But that's where I first saw him. I believe he was with New Japan, right? Like New Japan
Oof.
USA or something.
No, New Japan strong.
Does that still exist? Does that still exist?
I
I don't
think
hear about
so.
that too much no more.
There ain't shit happening on there.
That shit happening. Mercedes was carrying that. I don't even think she'd be on there like that. Mercedes ain't on the card. You don't hear nothing about it. That much.
That's for fucking sure. Because they want shit, nigga. I don't give a fuck about seeing no Rocky Romero wrestle, nigga, or
You
whatever
want to see
weird.
Gabe?
Yeah,
Is
Gabe
Gabe Kid on there?
Kid, fucking I don't know. So, hey
I need to
man,
see some more Gabe Kid before I decide if I fucking with him or not.
I've been
He had
watching
that
that
one
nigga.
match on Collision. I was like, that was cool, but I gotta see a little bit more.
I watched a lot of him, and I don't like what he's become. So I'm bowing out.
Mm.
That is not my dog. Um, but yeah, let's get into AEW. I forgot this was a go home show, so
This is the go. I'm showing us a pay-per-view week.
yeah, let's pull it. Let's pull up the card. Oh, why did I close the tab? Fuck. Well, look at that goddamn Xbox games. AEW Dynasty. There we go. All right, we're gonna start at the bottom. Uh, Mercedes Moné versus Julia Hart.
That's on Dynasty?
That's what it says.
Oh, okay. So that's the first rounder. And no, and I didn't know. I don't see why Julia Hart would win this.
Oh, what do
This
you
shouldn't even.
mean?
This shouldn't even go more than like 10 minutes.
Come on, it's Mercedes, man. You know, we don't get a uh, good 15.
I can see this opening the show too.
Oh yeah, me too.
Get out the way.
Yeah, let's please get this shit out the way. Um, Yeah, and then just a rumor, from the mole, um, there's gonna be a Mercedes Moan faction. It's gonna be Mercedes, Mariah May, Megan Bain. You want to guess the last person?
Billy Starks.
Harley Cameron.
Well, they are teaming this Saturday.
And that's where it starts. Um,
So are they healing Harley Cameron?
Most likely.
That seems like a choice.
It's more like it's seemingly gonna be Tony's enemies.
Why would you heal up Harley Cameron? She's like one of the few women that like get a big ovation when they come out.
Yeah, right. It's so weird. Hopefully she doesn't turn with them. Hopefully this rumor is like those women minus Harley Cameron because like they really ain't got no fucking faces
Yeah, I mean you
if
got
they
you
do
got
this.
Willow, but like
Mercedes already beat that whole
I don't
down.
know, I was just gonna say she's already beat him, and Tony's already beat her, right?
And Statlander, Mercedes gonna beat her ass 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't got no faces for real.
It would
So
just be Athena, assuming Athena is going to be on TV going forward.
yuck.
I mean, we'll see how that goes.
But yeah, that is the rumor. I'm not saying that's concrete, but that is just what was said. Um,
By Mr. JL himself.
yeah,
I've
big
decided.
JL.
I've decided it's Jerry Lynn.
Oh, I've been came to that conclusion.
I wasn't 100% sure, but now I'm like 85% sure it's Jerry Lynn.
Why do you think it's Jerry Lynn?
Every once in a while he'll say something. I'm like, you know what? That sounds like something Jerry Lynn would say. That's like
Okay,
something an old white guy would say.
not much rationale, but I hear you.
And sometimes
uh,
because I don't. I mean, I follow Mo, but I don't really see him too much. But like anytime y'all post some shit in the Discord, I'm like, oh yeah, I
yeah,
can
that
see
sounds
how
like
people
that.
could think
Yeah,
that's
that sounds
Jerry
like some
Lynn.
old
That's
head
like,
shit, right?
that's like the old nigga shit.
Um, yeah, that is my same rationale as well. And then what is it? Earlier today, Mo retweets a video that has Jerry Lynn in it, and somebody was just saying this nigga's playing in our faces. It's dog. If it
You're
comes,
not
dog,
you're not slick Jerry.
if it comes out that it's fucking Jerry Lynn, bro, come
That's
on,
so funny. That'd
we
be
the
so
greatest
funny.
detectives of the fucking lifetime, bro. Um,
I think it's amazing that no one backstage has figured it out.
Honestly, that just shows you the
Or
incompetence of AEW backstage.
yeah. Or just the mole is really smart and not getting caught up in some bullshit that get him weeded out. But I don't believe that. So
Um, Will Ospreay versus Kevin Knight. Ooh, excuse me.
another one, I think Kevin Knight will I think Osprey will give him a lot of offense.
But he loses.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. But I think Osprey will give him a lot of offense, make him look good. I think that might be one of Osprey's projects. I feel like it might be a
Uh,
new Fletcher.
Addendum. Mole said. The reason why they're gonna give him a lot is because he turned down WWE to go to AEW, and then they're really gonna like market that. Uh,
That you think that's why the report came out?
yeah. And this is why he gets a pay-per-view match so early because there's
Mm,
like a lot of other people they could have put in besides Kenny
the
Knight,
tinfoil hat.
but it was just like, hey man,
Well,
turn
this is
down.
the thing. You got to put. Well, assuming it was supposed to be Osprey versus Jay White.
I mean, they could have got a whole somebody else.
Ooh,
Ain't there
Powerhouse
nobody on
Hobbs.
Collision? Oh yeah, it could have been him.
You could. I don't know what to do with Hobbs. They feel like they want to push him. They don't really know what to do with him yet, but they want to keep him strong.
Yeah.
They had a couple guys like that where like they want to keep them strong, but they don't really know what to do
Mm-hmm.
because all the titles are kind of held up.
What is it? Also, what is it? One of the oh no, I'm looking at something else. Never mind. Um, but yeah, I mean, they could have like easily just slot in Orange Cassidy or some shit,
Yeah,
because he
there's no way Osprey not making the card.
Yeah, right. But they said that it was just like, hey man, turn down WWE. Look how fast you show up on the pay-per-view, boy. Come on, fuck with us. Um
Hey, do what you gotta do. I'm not mad at that.
Next, Daniel Garcia versus Adam Cole, singles match for the TNT title. There is no time limit and there's no outside interference permitted. One of these stipulations ain't like the other.
Well, this is
Outside
all a result.
interference is never permitted. Let's start
Now
there.
it's definitely not permitted
Yeah,
now.
but I
They
heard they went into a draw last
they did go into a draw last time they wrestled. Yeah, and then they were like they had a little promo like in Garcia was like, "You keep your people in the back. I'll leave Daddy Magic in the back. We'll handle this mano y mano." I think Cole picked this up.
yeah, sure, because Daniel Garcia's not doing jack shit with it, so who cares?
I mean,
Um
he's been wrestling Adam Cole this whole time, so yeah, I can see Cole just kind of getting this. They might run it, and then probably run it back again and all in or something, or like some kind of like multi man. I don't know what they're gonna do, but
this
yeah, I
might
can
be a
see Cole. I can
match.
see Cole winning this. It doesn't really matter. TNT title is kind of like whatever.
It's on Collision, so it is what it is. Like it's on
Where's
TNT.
Okada?
I don't give a shit. Uh, Next match, we got title versus mask, Chris Jericho versus Bandito for the ROH title. Let me tell you right now, I don't care.
That's on the pay per view. Ugh,
Bandito, and I think I will be skipping this match.
I don't care. Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
I guess
I
that.
I don't think. I know.
I'll go with Jericho probably gonna win that. I don't see why
I'm gonna give it to
Bandito.
Bandito. I don't think they're gonna unmask him.
Is it? Oh, you said match first title.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Jericho's winning. I mean, I'm sorry, Bandito's winning. Yeah, okay, I'm with you on that.
Um. Next, we got Death Riders versus Rated FTR. I'm gonna go Death Riders because FTR is going through some weird shit right now that I'm not
I
really
think they're gonna turn on.
understanding.
They're gonna turn on Cope.
Yeah, they're probably gonna lose and then turn on Cope.
I think that no, I think that's the reason they're gonna lose is because they're gonna turn like mid match. They're gonna like, just turn their back on them.
Mid-match? I mean, sure,
Yeah,
whatever. I don't
okay,
care.
real dastardly. I can
Yeah.
see that. I feel like they've been kind of like flirting with heel with FTR for a minute now. They just haven't like pulled the trigger yet. I think that this is the right time to do it.
Okay. Uh, Sorry, I'm yawning. Kenny Omega, Ricochet versus Kenny Omega versus Ricochet versus Speedball Mike Bailey. Whew.
None of them
Triple
were on the show
threat.
today. Well, Ricochet makes sense why he wasn't on the show today, but
Yeah.
congratulations to Ricochet and Samantha for the marriage. But yeah, no speedball or Kenny tonight.
Yep. And then it's gonna be a triple threat. I think Kenny Omega is taking this.
Yeah, I don't see him losing the first defense or second defense, whatever this is.
Hmm. I
Should be good. I
believe.
think that this will probably be the match of the night.
Yeah, probably. I don't see much very little competition. So, especially amongst the men, like very, very little competition. So
Mhm.
it is what it is. Timeless Tony Storm versus Megan Bayne. I think Tony Storm takes this. There hasn't really been much to this feud. Um,
Megan got to prove something to me.
yes. She needs to prove a lot. Because right now, especially if you're not gonna really talk, you gotta show the fuck out. That's
We'll
all. That's
see.
my only thought.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of with you on that.
And then John Moxley versus Swerve Strickland. I seen a lot of people say, "Oh, since NXT, they chanted Tony fumbled when Ricky Starks won that belt. AEW has the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever."
I would hope they wouldn't be booking based off of what the NXT crowds.
Yeah,
I'll
right,
say that one. That wouldn't be your decision making for booking something, especially
right.
the world title of all things.
And
Um,
I got those tweets bookmarked. Yeah,
I think Moxley wins this only because I think there's a bigger story to be told with Swerve and Hangman, which they kind of planted the seeds tonight with.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going more with that. I could absolutely see Hangman and Swerve, not Hangman and Swerve being a team against a
Mm-hmm.
common enemy, which might be Death Riders. And I think to get there, you'd have to have Swerve lose.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do think they will run Swerve Mox back at All In or whatever, whenever that is. That's June, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, probably run it back in June, and then I think Swerve will win it then if he does. Um, but yeah, no, that's what I think. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going with the Mox for this one. Unfortunately, this is such a lose lose.
Oh,
Cause I
nigga,
don't want Mox to be champion, but I don't like Swerve
let, let,
in
let, let,
general.
let's make this clear. Since Moxley won the title, it's been a lose-lose.
Yes,
I don't want to see Cope with it. I don't want to see Moxley with it. I, you know, when it comes to him and MJF at some point, probably, I don't want to see him. When it's him and Osprey, I don't want Osprey to. I mean, Osprey might not be that bad. It might be might be less of a loss.
I'd rather,
Um,
if anything, I'd rather have Osprey have it.
yeah. Um, I certainly don't want Darby to take it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Um, and that is it for
you didn't say the tag
Dynasty.
title match.
There's a tag title match.
Yeah, Hurt Business
Um,
versus what the hell are they wrestling?
sorry, I was looking at the Wikipedia page. So
It's Hurt Business versus damn, who are they wrestling? I completely forgot. Let me look it up. They definitely announced it on the show. Did not on Wikipedia?
nope. Let me refresh and see if it changes. Nope.
Who did they just have a promo with on the show?
The Hurt Syndicate had a
Oh,
promo
it's
with
a
MJF
big
and
the
Big Bill
learning
and
tree. They're a
yeah,
wrestling learning tree. That's right.
yeah.
So yeah, it could be Hurt Syndicate versus Learning Tree at Dynasty.
Um, fine with me. I'll be ignoring that match as much as I ignored the fucking Outrunner shit. So it is what it is. I don't know. The Hurt Syndicate done made them boys look like hoes. So they be looking at Brian Keith like he a bitch.
Man, they like 5'5", so
Shit,
what are you about to do?
the way
What are
they
you about
be
to do, son?
the way they be holding that nigga make me believe it, bro. Like this nigga really ain't nothing. Um, but all right, let's get into the show. Um, I was watching the show, but I was laying down because my spine was hurting, so I didn't write type much down. Um, but I got Marina and Mox defeating. Oh no, they won that, right? The
Yeah,
faces won, right? Because
yeah,
Willow
Swerve and
pins
Willow won.
Marina.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I never want to see Marina Shafir wrestling in a wrestling match ever again.
Yeah,
What
it's
the
really
hell with that spot? What were they thinking,
where she nearly killed Willow. Like she was
bro?
doing, like I'm just like, y'all, did y'all plan the spot? Did you check if she could actually lift you up?
First of all, Willow, like Marina Shafir, not big. She's a kind of a small woman. Marina's
She don't look strong either.
she doesn't look very strong. And Marina, I mean, I'm sorry, and Willow's like double her size, bro. And they try to pull off this like over the like
Cruiserweight
shoulder,
ass
like
shit.
yeah. I'm like, bro. And I would rather them just like start over and do it again instead of just like going fuck it and let's throw throw Willow through the table. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if there's some miscommunication or she wasn't strong enough to do it, but like, yeah, that was scary. Like the way Willow landed. This is like the third time I've seen Willow land like that on a table.
She be doing spots like that way too often, and then you know
You
what? She
don't need to do it.
most likely actually hurt. We won't see her for a minute, and then they're gonna send her to CMLL again, like they always do. Because please do, because I don't want to see this feud continue.
There's no way they watched that and said, "Yeah, we should run this a singles match between Willow and Marina." There's no way.
Insanity.
This is what I said about Marina in the beginning. Look, bro. If you were in the PC for 3, 4 years, however long you were down there, you couldn't figure it out in the PC. I don't think it's for you.
Yeah, she's always been really,
That,
really
that-
bad and has
that's
never
what I'm saying.
improved. I've seen her on NXT live shows. Her and what is it, Jessamine Duke?
Yeah,
Dog, the way that these niggas they wanted that four horsewomen versus four horsewomen
I
match
don't
so
know
bad,
why. I was like, what did y'all see them girls that said this would be a good match?
and then only like 1/3 of the unit could fucking wrestle for real. Like that shit is so fucking crazy to me. Um, like niggas just wanted a fantasy book shit just to do it. Like they didn't even think, can this person wrestle? Yeah, no, that part was really bad. And then also Mox Willow sending Mox through the table, which they missed, and you can only see it on the replay. Um, and then Moxley getting up right back up seconds later to give Willow the Death Rider.
Real.
Crazy. Like crazy 2 minute stretch. Because
So beast.
yeah, right. Because Willow puts him through the table. They miss it. Like they don't get it on camera. Moxley comes back in the ring, stammering, like a drunk man, just grabs Willow and then just does it, and then leaves. Swerve doesn't brawl with him.
What'd you
He
say?
doesn't brawl with him.
Oh, I think they swerved at it raw with it.
That is so fucking crazy.
What?
That's so crazy. We're gonna move on from the segment. Actually, I don't want to talk anymore.
Wow,
Um, Tony Storm
wow,
defeats
nigga.
Penelope Ford.
Hey, you know what I just learned? I thought Penelope Ford was British this whole time. Come to find out, she's from Philly.
Yep,
She looks British. Does she not?
she's just white and blonde.
Does she look British though?
No, she just looks
Like
white
if
and
I saw her
blonde.
down the street, walking down the street, or she's like on Love Island or something like that. Oh yeah, she's British. You know what I mean? She's from
Okay.
Philly. She's from Philly though. But
We already
yeah,
talked about the Owen Hart bracket. Our main event, Colt versus Claudia.
I didn't. The match wasn't bad. Kind of long. It was just kind of long. I was like, I just don't really care that much. There were no real stakes to it. Like it didn't
Yeah.
matter. But it wasn't bad. It was a match. I have no real thoughts on it. That's the issue.
Um, yeah, and I feel the same about the Will Ospreay weird tag shit that had like Blake Christian in it. Honestly, as soon as I saw that fucking ice cream cone and shit, I was just like, the fuck is this? And I went to go lay down.
They gonna try to
Uh,
meme him into something. I'm not the internet trying to meme Blake Christian into something. I'm not letting it
I
happen.
mean, they memed him to be on AEW, so this shit's crazy, bro. And then honestly, it was just a match. Is how I feel about what is it? Brody King also had a match with somebody. Lance
Against Lance
Archer.
Archer.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Brody King, another one of those guys where like they want to keep him uh strong, but
Booked.
they just don't know what to do with him. Yeah, they want him on the show and they want him winning, but they don't know what like they know where like I don't know what the end game with Brody King is. What title is he
Shit,
going for?
shit. I heard it was all up after they got rid of Malachi, bro. But it ain't. But that's it for NXT. I don't really
In
care for
AEW.
anything else. Yeah, AEW. I don't wasn't really paying attention to everything else that happened because I didn't really feel like it was important to the pay-per-view. It was a go just like this was a go home, but there was like too much shit that wasn't about the pay-per-view.
You got they kind of had to book for the Owen as well as the go home.
Yeah. So NXT time. Now I would say NXT had a lot of important things happening on the show.
Much better than last week's show.
Oh yeah, for sure. Also I found this show just in terms of importance, um, makes it a lot better. So we're gonna start with the big thing of contention. Uh, Stephanie Vaquer vacates the North American title. Um, I whenever there's a double champion, I always wanted to end or resolve like the Kurt Angle versus Chris Jericho versus Chris Benoit for the Intercontinental and the European Championship,
Oh
where it's
God,
like it's a
internet would have been
for
so mad.
it's an
No,
elimination match for both belts. That's how I really wish that double title reigns ends. That might sound insane because those are like two mid card titles, so it's like it's not that
yeah,
like that bad. But like I still find it to be that's a way where Stephanie doesn't really have to get pinned. But like when it comes to the big belt, Stephanie just turns into fucking God Super Saiyan and really defends that shit. Um, that's normally how that's how I stupidly would have booked it. But yeah, they
this is.
vacated. I'm not mad at the decision because,
I am.
you
I'm gonna
know,
tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Why book the match in kayfabe? Why book the match
Ju-
if you know that you didn't want to keep both titles on the person? You know what I mean? Like,
I can think of multiple
why even
reasons.
have the match?
I can think of multiple reasons. One of the big reason is it's better for them to vacate the North American than Julia vacate the main belt. Because a lot of those girls that are there are not ready for that main belt, but they sure as fuck ready for that fucking North American belt. Um,
You
and
know what? Fair
then
point. Okay, that's a fair point. Now, because
that,
now
that
I'm thinking about it, we don't know the status of Julia, what's going on with her. So
yeah,
that's fair.
they said that she wasn't like they said she's not injured, but she's banged up. So I think them vacating or like getting the title off her because she didn't she lost it in the match. Like she was definitely good enough to work, well enough to work.
How banged up is he? Why can't they just have her have the title and just not wrestle for a little bit?
Would you like? Because would you have liked that?
I mean, not like it's never happened before.
Because niggas always mad when the champion don't wrestle. Hold on, I gotta turn my fan. Let's get hot in this bitch.
This is NXT. So a lot of times the champion don't wrestle. When the last time Oba Femi wrestled? Has he
Shit, he can't wrestle.
they,
He keep getting his ass whooped by fucking Dark State.
you know what I mean? So and not like
That-
NXT's been known for like a show where the champ wrestle all the time anyway. So
yeah,
especially so
I,
I mean,
I, I guess you're saying, but I just think like just long term, like they just wanted to get it off her, and then
I just thought it was whack.
they made the history making moments with it. Like I'm just finding like the bright side of it because like I don't think it's bad that that Stephanie Vaquer is still like our champ. Because like if it's not like in that moment Julia vacates, it goes right back to Roxanne, and then you still had
I don't even want Roxanne there. Get out of there, bro. Go home.
I-
Go to Raw,
hey
dog.
that might be this might be you know for the best. Roxanne still gets to leave.
Yeah, she did lose. Surprise! That was a big rub for Kalani.
Yeah, no, I saw
I'm
that
happy
and
they
I
did that.
said, yeah, get my girl out of here.
Do you think that's her last appearance? Or do you think she's gonna? Do you think she'll be on the stand deliver card? I don't know where she would fit
Maybe.
at
Who
this
knows?
point. What would she do?
I don't know. I mean, she could just wrestle somebody and, really pass that torch to somebody and then bow out.
Is he Dame?
I mean, I wouldn't
They
turn
can
my
run her and
nose.
Cora, I guess.
I don't want to see her and Cora. Sorry. That is not somebody I want to see Roxanne pass that torch to because love you, Cora. You're not rising to that occasion.
Ooh, damn.
Sorry. You're not. Love her, but that ain't happening. Even saying love her, big exaggeration. I think she's all right. Um, but yeah, no, I think there's a lot more positives than like negatives to the vacay thing. I think just the negative part is just like people just being like, just asking why. And we're never gonna get an answer about like
It's just
booking from
lame.
like
I don't like it.
WWE. I mean, it happened, but I think
I understand
there's a
why they did
lot
it. I just don't
there's a
like
lot
it.
more there's a lot more positives than like negatives, but like I just think people just think it's lame, which is like fine.
It's lame.
Um,
But in the meantime, they did announce that there will be a ladder match for the
Yes.
vacant North
Yep.
American Championship. When there
The,
will be
the,
qualifiers. In the meantime, we just discussed that Kalani defeated Roxanne.
and then
Um,
Zarya defeats Lash Legend to
hey,
qualify.
I got not even a take. I just got an analysis that I kind of was it me or did Lash look more comfortable in the ring compared to Zarya during that match?
Um,
Am I
probably,
bugging?
Lash was looking more confident. She's been there for a very long time, so she better be. I thought I
I'm
thought
ready
the
for
match was great. So
yeah. I think I'm ready for Lash to start winning. It's time.
mm-mm-mm.
I
Black
think it's
History
time
Month
for her to
over
start
with,
winning.
nigga. Ain't
I think
happening.
it's time for her to start winning.
I
I think she's
honestly,
very
I think,
impressive, and I think the crowd's ready to fuck with her. I
yeah,
think they want
they
it.
they just need the reason to.
Yeah, they don't have one because she just loses all the time. I think we're due for like
It's
let's
you
do
know
something with Lash.
the problem is, and I think it's the same. Well, not the same, but like it's very close to like Tiffany Stratton, where it's just like you have them as a heel, but like the crowd clearly fucks with them and
Yeah,
wants to cheer them. Like I think like
well, you can do something with Lash as a heel. I don't just do something. I feel like I'm just tired of her coming out and just lose it. Like especially a girl like her size and she's so
mhm.
big and like dominant. She should. I'm not saying she got to go on a win streak or become a monster heel or something like that, but like I think she start getting some wins just to validate her. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, no,
make her
I'm
feel
not against
credible.
it. I'm not against the idea, but I
I'd just like to see her win a little bit more. That's all.
yeah. Uh, I'm just
And
gonna
she's
say
looking good.
this.
She's looking
All
good
right,
too. I hold you.
relax, slow it down.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm
Looking
going
good.
to mention this, and then that'll be it for a lot of the women stuff that is on the show. Jada Parker and Jordan Grace get into it, so that's most likely your stand and deliver match. And then Stephanie Vaquer she says she wants to
Are they
handpick
not
her
in the
opponent. I don't think
are
so.
Jordan Grace and Jada not in the qualifier for the ladder match?
I don't think so.
Okay. They
And
can
then
choose to run Jordan Grace Jada. That's fine.
Stephanie Vaquer wants to choose her opponent. Um, so I wonder who she will pick. But
Any
that is
guesses?
um I saw Oscar put out a nice tweet about
I
her. So
saw Oscar put out a tweet. I was just thinking that what if it's Oscar? So
yeah.
I don't think Oscar's gonna be back in time for a Mania build of any kind. So hey, Oscar versus I'm not mad. I wouldn't be mad. That'd be a hell of a match too.
Yeah, that'd be great. And then
Run it. Fuck it. Run it. Let's do it.
Stephanie Vaquer gets a win over Oscar, who is
She's
God.
solidified. She's solidified. Especially in NXT. NXT Oscar?
She is
That's a different
God
Oscar.
in NXT. God, an untouchable figure in that space. And if Stephanie Vaquer gets that win, dog, she's
Catch up,
just
Julia. Julia's cooked.
yeah, for real.
I
Julia.
want to. I don't want to hear Julia's name
Well,
no more after that.
when Julia, yeah, no, they. I mean, ever since
I'm just playing.
Madison Square after Madison Square Garden, I think like the gap between the two like signees, like
Steph got too much aura, bro.
yeah,
Too much.
and she was less banged up. But that is it for the women. Trick, Javon, and Oba speaks. I thought this was a really cool segment. It was really getting good digs at each other. Javon, yeah, that's a
He
YN
be
right there.
rambling. He be rambling a little bit, but
Yeah,
Javon, he
he gets his
I'll,
point. He gets his point across, but it's just like the ram. It's not that he's like rambling. It's just like it seems like, which I think it works really well. Is that it seems like he's seething with anger, so he's like stammering
that
over his words.
nigga shoot mad.
Yeah, like he's really fucking pissed. Like
This is
he's
real to him.
like before, he's just in that locker room just thinking about just thinking about ops. Fucking angry, bro. And then he just comes out there like really stewing and fucking mad. But I still think throughout the whole thing, I feel like he still got some good digs at Trick. Um, Trick got some good digs at him as well. Um, I think would have really turned it up if Javon Evans would have just said, "Man, Ilya got you thinking you better than you are." Whew, that shit would have made me fucking had me hooting and hollering.
Mm. Also, shout out to
Um,
Elja. They said he ain't coming back till September. I'm sick. That's sad.
what did he
That's
get
a lot.
injured with again?
I don't even know. I think he like tore his pec or something. I don't know what the fuck he did.
Oh shit, tough. Hey man, he's Superman, so he might come back sooner. No,
Uh,
no way
um,
you fucking deadlifting couches and fucking while running on a treadmill. You ain't coming back sooner than later.
um, Dark State, they swerved us. We
Yeah.
were very sure that it was Trick was the leader of the Dark State, but they said he thought.
So I was confused. So why wasn't y'all niggas attacking niggas back then?
I don't know. Maybe you paid him. He didn't make a payment. They're like, fuck it.
Yeah,
He do have to be two now. Also, I really enjoyed that
the
that
family segment.
the family segment kind of
Yeah.
introducing them. I thought that was a really clever way to do it.
Hmm.
I really like that. That was cool. That was a cool little clever segment.
I agree. I thought that was cool as
So now
well.
you know they're legit athletes
Yeah.
with accolades. Um,
Ricky Starks wins the NXT North American Championship from Shawn Spears. You got what you wanted.
yeah, thank God.
Yeah, they got that shit off Spears quick. I saw people being so fucking mad about it. They was calling Ricky Starks a super senior and all this
I
shit. And I was
mean,
just like,
he is low key, but it's fine.
how is he a super senior?
Not super. I mean, he's like, was he like 35?
He's only like 32.
Oh,
I was just like,
I
how is
mean,
it? If him winning the NXT North American Super Senior, then what the fuck was him winning the Defy title?
I don't even know. Night school.
Like that nigga was in JV as a fucking college student, bro. Like I don't know. I thought that shit was fucking ridiculous,
He,
bro. I don't know why niggas hating, but yeah,
he is
Tony,
30. He is 35.
he's
He
35.
born. Yeah, he born 1990 like me.
Yeah, and
See,
then niggas was mad that he won it off Shawn Spears. I was just like, are we y'all fuck with Shawn Spears or not? Like
who was mad?
y'all,
Who was mad that he beat Shawn Spears?
yeah, they were just like, oh, he a super senior. He beat off Shawn Spears, by the way. And I was just like, yes, let's get it
Who
off
said
that
that?
nigga.
AEW fan 123.
Oh, probably.
Oh,
Niggas want to discredit because they said Tony fumble, but it was just like, yeah, fucking Tony didn't use him for a full like year.
I saw a lot of fumble combo online today too in my for you tab. A lot of people kept bringing up Tony Storm and Swerve.
Tony Storm, she left on
I
her
don't think
own accord.
but Tony Storm not a fumble because he was there for like a month.
Also, Tony,
They couldn't even get started.
also Tony Storm was in a fumble. She left. She quit.
Yeah,
She wasn't fired. She voluntarily left.
yeah. I never. If you want to argue Swerve's a fumble, fine. But yeah, I don't see how Tony Storm's a fumble.
I'm not gonna argue Swerve's a fumble because
I'm not saying you. I'm saying people if they want to.
Cause every segment that nigga was in when he was champion, that shit was hitting the neg 10. Niggas did not want to see him as a champion. That nigga was not hot when he was a champion, bro. Everybody was waiting for the belt to get off the nigga, and then they brought in Osprey, and then Osprey, Osprey could have really took that nigga fire, but Osprey wanted to be the good guy and keep that let that nigga have fake motion. But yeah, what yeah. And that's no quarter catch crew
NXT.
defeats Hank and Tank. I'm failing to really understand the Hank and Tank storyline only because nothing is coming from these tag teams beating Hank and Tank. You know what I'm saying?
They had to find their way. They're looking for all these mentors and these tag teams
Yeah, like I get that part, but it's just like, okay, you're having Hank and Tank lose, but then you're not doing anything with the winners.
because it's not about them.
But like, is that not weird? Like, why even have the niggas lose? Well, like, or like, I'm more or less just like, where does this? Also, just like, where does this end?
Tag team titles, I'd imagine.
But like, these niggas lose all the fucking time. So like, how are we getting
Until they
there?
start winning. You gotta keep watching to find out what's gonna motivate them, Hank and Tank, to become the team they can be.
Yeah,
Feel me?
we'll see how that goes. But yeah, they're not really doing. excuse me, you're not doing anything with any of the winners. So it's weird to me.
They ain't even doing nothing with the tag champs. What the hell is Fraxium doing?
They
They
were
had a little.
they were in backstage talking shit to somebody. I think they were
They were
talking shit
talking
to
to
Swipe
Swipe
Right.
Right.
Goaded.
Do you see Swipe Right being on one of these shows, like wrestling at some point? I can see
Yeah.
it. They're TV ready kind of product.
It could literally be next week.
It could be next week.
And then they lose, and who cares? You're just
Now I get
involved,
Fraxium.
niggas.
I can see them. I can see them working that not Fraxium though. I don't think they're gonna put him in a tag title match, but
Mm-hmm.
not off the rip. I can see them beating like shit, maybe Hank and Tank. Low key.
We'll see what
Like
happens.
we'll see.
But yeah, they're giving Hank and Take a lot of time, and then they keep losing, and then the camera just cuts to the losers, and then the winner just goes off into the distance to never be seen again. Um, well, we have what is it? I think we have 2 weeks till Stand and Deliver.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what the fuck Fraction's doing, because it don't look like Hank and Tank about to be the challengers with one
Yeah, whatever
win
Fraxium's
after
doing.
after mad losses.
Oh, they run New Day back or something like that. New Day. You know what I mean? Like I think it might be have to be some main roster team because I don't really know who. Or let's do some like multi-team match thing.
Every team that beat Hank and Tank, y'all get to be in this match.
Look at this.
I mean,
Fuck it.
if it comes to that, then I'm just like, what the fuck we give all this camera time to fucking Hank and I don't know. I think this two ends of this is weird, so it is what it
Or
is.
what if I could take wins? I don't know. Who knows? We'll see.
Nigga, they're gonna have to win. What is it? They've lost like 4 times now.
Yeah.
Them niggas need to win 4 matches for me to give a shit.
Mm.
They
But
gotta they gotta
you
break
care
even.
now though. That's what I'm saying. You care now.
I do care, but I just like, what are we doing with the winners though? Because I want to know what the fuck Fraxum is going to be doing around Stand and Deliver. But that is it for NXT. Any thoughts?
I enjoyed this episode a lot more than last week, like I said. And I'm happy Ricky Starks won the championship. Oh, we didn't even finish with after he won the title, Ego
Oh
uh
yeah, Ego
all
attacked him.
Ego attacked him, yeah. So they're probably gonna run that. It probably be, I would imagine it might be like a triple threat.
No, I mean it should just be them.
It should be, but I feel like they're gonna be like in kayfabe. If I'm Sean Spears, like, hey,
I want my
I
title
want my
match. Yeah,
rematch. I want my rematch, dog.
man, do that shit the week after or some shit, or
The week before they go home.
have Ethan Page and fucking
Sean have a number one contenders match.
yeah, just do that, please. I do not want to see Sean Spears.
You know what though? I didn't mind the Sean Spears Ricky Saints match. I didn't think it was bad.
Well, like I just want him out of the title picture so I can like care about the North American again.
Mm.
Um, and what is it? Ridge and Ethan are cool-ish. So who knows? That could be Ethan's equalizer against the culling, even though they didn't do shit against Ricky Starks. Ricky
Yeah,
Starks,
Ricky Starks, he moved
that
like Super
nigga,
Cena.
dog, he handled them no problem, bruh.
He whooped that nigga's ass.
Well, all they ass. That shit had me like,
That was like Cena versus Nexus. That
yeah,
ass.
that shit was so crazy, bruh. I don't know what they want to do with these niggas, but hey, man.
Free Izzy Dame, bro.
Yeah, she's good. Hopefully she doesn't get
Get her away from the niggas, bro.
hopefully she doesn't get fucking anchored down to these niggas.
To losers. That's all I got.
Okay, no problem. Sorry, I was just reading a tweet. It was fucking crazy. Um, yep, that's it for us. You can subscribe to us on Patreon, patreon.com/the A Show RNC. You can also follow on Twitter at the A Show RNC. You can follow Quan at the comeback spot. You can also follow me, Cyrus at Cyrus on TWR. Um, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram is in the show notes. And one addendum to last week about the fucking AI usage. Um, After that episode came out, I started seeing all these fucking Studio Ghibli
Oh God.
shits, AI shits. And you know what? I'm retracting everything that I said last week. Yes,
See,
it was used as an assisting tool, but just seeing all the other AI Studio Ghibli shits, I was just like, this shit is nasty.
it's nasty. That's what I'm saying. Nasty
This
work.
somebody could have did it the hard way. I get why they did it, but yeah, nah, seeing just the Studio Ghibli shit, like that shit just made me so fucking mad. And
You know
then
the worst part? You couldn't even like mute it. There's no way to mute that.
yeah,
You just
you
gotta
can't
see
you can't mute a
it.
photo. Um yeah, no, that shit had me tight. Um
You know what's crazy? I've never seen a Studio Ghibli movie in my life.
if you want to watch one to start, you could watch Ponyo.
Princess, I was gonna say princess, whatever.
Oh, Ponyo's my favorite. I think it's the best looking, and I also think it's the cutest one. If you want to watch that with your daughters, I think it's a great
I think
film.
you probably already seen it, Loki.
I know she's not a child, but like it's a good like children's film. Like
First of all, she is a child, so she's only 15.
oh, she's a teenager. I'm sorry, you know, child is like before like teen. Um, but if you want to watch a teen movie, Princess Mononoke is really good. I think Kiki's Delivery Service is really good. Um, I watched a whole bunch of them before I saw Boy and the Heron. I don't like
That's
that
the
one.
one with the old boy from Batman.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson. I didn't like
Yeah.
it. Um, but if anybody, if y'all did, that's cool with me. I didn't really like it that much. Uh, oh man, I forgot to pronounce this. Something of the Wind Valley. That shit is literally just Mickey 17. Um, if you've seen Mickey 17, you know why I say that. Or if you've seen both, you know why I'd say that. That's a really good movie. Kiki's Delivery Service is cool. Princess Mononoke is great. Um, I have a complicated relationship with Spirited Away, but it's cool if you want to see it. I'm not a fan of Howl's Moving Castle. Ponyo's great. That's it. I didn't like Boring the Heron.
Hey, if I was a Studio Ghibli nigga, I'd be mad. I'd be so furious.
Oh yeah, I hate that shit too.
I'd be hot. You know the worst part is too. I can't even fucking tell was actually like hand drawn Studio Ghibli
Uh
inspired shit or was
yeah,
AI inspired.
it's hard to tell if it's like drawn it because like the imitation is good, but I could see it. I could spot an AI image a mile
If
away.
you if you're looking hard enough, yeah, you can spot it.
Oh, I don't have to look hard.
But even
Unfortunately,
then, because
I
niggas
have
was
a
questioning the Chad Gable stuff in the Discord. I'm like, no, y'all don't see that shit. Niggas got six
no.
fingers.
Yeah, so some things was questioned. I was just like, nigga,
I'm like, what y'all questioning?
you see the gradient blur around the hand?
Come on now.
I, I I know Photoshop now. Yeah, no, Studio Ghibli movies are cool. I believe if you have HBO Max, you can watch all of them on there.
Yeah, I mean, for now, Lord knows they're gonna take that shit off, like they take everything else off.
Oh, make sure you watch that shit tomorrow.
How you take Looney Tunes off of Warner?
Nigga, they done took all, they took Looney Tunes off Warner. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, didn't they?
Um, I'm sure they
Or
took
something
some
like
shit
that.
off. They take a lot of shit off.
Like nigga,
Um,
that's Warner.
but yeah, I would recommend Ponyo or Princess Mononoke. I think those are two great ones. Those would probably
Gotcha.
be like my two favorites.
Put that on the list.
Yeah, Kiki Delivery Service is cool. Not a lot of stuff doesn't happen in the movie, but I thought it was cute.
Yeah, but I feel like I haven't seen it, but everything I've seen, it seems like it's like a vibes ass movie. Like nothing really. Like
It's
it's real
like,
vibes, real vibey.
if you're looking for action, just watch Princess Mononoke. I think that's the only movie.
Okay.
There's they have a large catalog, but I'm just talking about the one that is like by Miyazaki. Um,
Yeah.
Valley of the Wind has like guns and shit like that. They have dog fighting, ship combat and shit like that. Princess Mononoke.
I thought you was talking Michael Vick. Well, that's crazy.
No, that's what they call dog fighting. When you're in the air going shit like that. Princess Mononoke has swords and guns. Like there's like just outright war in the shit. Um, Boy and the Heron has like a little bit, but I didn't think it was like too compelling. Just not a fan of the movie. And then Ponyo, yeah, Ponyo doesn't have any fighting. Kiki's Delivery Service doesn't have like fighting. It's legit a journey. Like that's
I like a journey too.
yeah, a lot.
I'm not mad at a journey.
in a lot of these movies is getting from point A to point B. And then in a lot of these movies is just like, oh, this person I just met really needs my fucking help.
Little side
um,
quest.
yeah, but it's the main quest. But yeah, no, they got good shit. I think I might watch more. Um, but I'm watching Last of Us before the next season starts. And
Season two gonna be a doozy, boy. Let me tell you.
Watching Last of Us, I actually got to talk to Justin about this later. Watching Last of Us made me realize how much I do not remember the first game at all. I think I remember like the first 20 minutes of the game, and that's fucking it.
Same. I never
Um,
finished it, but I had it. I know the story. I just never finished the actual game.
yeah, like I remember the ending in like the first one, but what is it? Whatever. I'll talk to Justin about it. But there's just like shit. And I'm just like, I needed him to just tell me what they changed from the games and shit like that. Because I'm just like, there's just like a large chunk that I just don't
Well,
remember.
I know
The Bill and
the
Frank
whole
shit. Yeah,
episode. Yeah, that
yeah,
was
I know that's
they
different,
expanded that out crazy. They were like barely in the game. Like I don't think you do you even meet
which is
Frank.
fine. No, he's already dead, which is
He's
fine.
already dead,
Like
right? Yeah,
my thing is that the reason why I'm cool with that shit being changed is because that section was in the game just to waste bullets. Like that's all that shit was for. Like
yeah.
it literally
It was a good story too. It was a very
it
nice
would
story.
it would have ended the same way as episode 2 ended. I think
Yeah,
that's why they didn't do it back to back. Because like both scenarios just results in a bunch of fucking infected showing up. Like that's it.
yeah.
So I'm glad that they changed that. But like there's just like other shit that I just don't really remember about the game. Like I remember the beginning. I remember Bill. I remember Winter. Um, and then I remember the hospital scene with the fireflies. I do not remember anything else. But part two, though, because you know
Well,
it happened more recently. So
I think it's Storm Reed. That part was DLC, right?
yeah, that was DLC stuff, which I didn't play that either.
Either so.
It is what it is. Well, see you guys next week for funny talking banter.